there and everything.
Oh.
And we are away. And first of all, how many tats do you have? Because I just love the fact you're so tatted.
Um, I think it's in like the 30 range. I stopped counting after I started my chest piece because I was like, I would get like a little bit of work done here and then I'd get something else somewhere else. And then I'm like, crap, and I can't answer the question because I lost track.
So how many years ago you got your first tat? And what was your first tattoo?
Actually, my very first tattoo was like what they call like the jailhouse tattoo, where they do the little, make the little soot and stuff and the little ink needle. Um,
It wasn't a heart, was it?
no, it was actually names. The one thing that you never put on your body. So I went ahead and did that, and then as soon as I turned 18, it was just like on. I already knew I was gonna get a lot of tattoos, so after that I started just putting random, well, not random. Everything was kind of planned for the most part.
I hope to, even though I'm getting older, I hope to get like more tats. I got two. I just ain't got no more since I got them. That was when I was younger, but because them things are expensive.
They are so expensive. Oh my goodness. They are an investment, that's for sure.
So where are you tatted on your body?
Okay, so it's gonna be easier to tell you where I'm not tatted.
Okay.
I don't have any on my stomach. I don't have any on my sides.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one butt cheek,
Yeah,
and
I've been looking at the pictures.
that's it. I think that's it.
Oh my God. So now I'm gonna ask you this to start off with. Cause you seem like you're a ball of sunshine. You got one with personality. And you seem that you're a little quirky. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
So how much of an adjustment it had to be for you to accept and come to realization that you are a sex symbol, you wanted, you lusted for?
It wasn't too much of an adjustment for me, because I kind of always like I always enjoyed like doing like erotic photography and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like from a young age, I was kind of just like, this is what it's gonna be. So I enjoy it. I enjoy the interactions with the people. So like with random people and everybody I meet. Um, I have my off days where I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with nobody for sure. Like I will purposely go outside looking like a bum. Like, please don't look at me. I don't want to be attractive right now, or I don't want to be the apple of your eye right now. So, it really depends. But it's been pretty awesome actually.
So you always had a somewhat of a self confidence, uh, comfortability with your body and the whole nine before you even got in this business.
I wouldn't. It's funny because I think now where I am in my life, I'm way more comfortable and love my body way more than I ever have. I was a stripper for like 10 years, and it's funny because I like look at my pictures then, and I'm like, I was tiny. I was like a blonde. I was like, what happened? Like, where did this go? And I was so insecure with myself then, and I mean I still rocked it, but
Mhm.
I definitely was way more insecure then. But I enjoyed that like attention because I had control of it. So like when I wanted to be out there, I could be out there, and then when I didn't, I can just reel it back in and kind of just be down to earth.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, you got to have some kind of confidence to be a stripper. So that means she lacked no confidence, ladies and gentlemen. She knew she was sexy, motherfucker. Pay me, make it
I,
rain. So hold on. Before I go to particulars, tell me your first night as a stripper.
my first night as a stripper, actually, it was a day. It was a day I went in with like my high school sweetheart. So it was kind of a pushed into kind of situation, and I went into a bar.
Wait a second. He wanted you to become a stripper.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I mean, we were 18. We were kids. We were just really stupid, and I didn't. I was like, this should be cool, right? This should be awesome, right? And so like I walked into the bar, and the manager was such a pervert, and I will never forget him. And he's like, well, I'm going to audition you, so I need you to just make my dick hard. So go ahead and dance for me. And so, like, I danced since I didn't do stripping, but like I danced, like, growing up and stuff. So I was like, well, I can do this. No problem. I've never had to do it to where I had, make somebody like be excited for it. So this ought to be fun. So I was like so nervous, and like all these people were like watching me, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Let me pretend like I know what I'm doing. And all of a sudden he just like grabbed me by my arms, like flipped me around. He was like, you start tonight. And I was like,
no, hey, hold on. Did he bend you over when he turned you around?
No. So my ass was on him already.
Yeah.
So I just remember just rubbing my butt all over. I'm like, this got to do it, right?
That got to be in my club.
So he just flipped me around and just like looked at me, and he's like, yes.
Yeah. He saw that ass. He was like, that ass know how to move, and it's fat. Yeah. So we trust and believe and people. See, ass so fat, goddamn, she got me over here motherfucking mumbling my words and shit. See, that lets you know, goddamn it, ass does sometimes win and get you a job. Having a nice ass and get you a job sometimes. So with that being said, people, we got it warmed up. Now it's time to smoke this over. Welcome to the Smokers Lounge. Y'all know who I am, Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ, aka the porn rap star, but CEO and the head of a 2-time nominated podcast team. That's right, people. You can find all my links with one link, allmylinks.com/porn rap star. 4 sponsors. Gotta get through them quick. I ain't gonna do the long, G. First up, eroticismmagazine.com. Next up, blusherotica.com. After that, we got the wonderful Kinky Candle Company. And for your legal needs, the queen of law herself, Mitchell Ferrari. Links in the description. Also, you can find me 5 days out the week at fullswapradio.com, as well as a host of other great podcasts that's on that same site, as well as sgpradio.com. Excuse me. I've been drinking coffee. And skyhawkafterdarktv.com, because I got to send some newer videos in. We got previews from the Premium Smoke Room up there. So there you go. Previews that you may not see on the Twitter. But anyway, yeah. So now, people, I saw this lady. The body is banging. Don't let her fool you because she's talking about she gained weight. People, the body is banging. One of the nicest asses in the game. I'm not, and y'all know I had some nice ass up here, and I love the fact she's tatted up, and I love the energy that her pictures exude, and as well as some of the videos that I saw, because man, when dude was pulling that hair back, that look that she made in that camera, I said, damn, made my dick get the fuck up. So I'm gonna sit back and let this sexy, gorgeous redhead with glasses, thick ass Paul introduce herself. Tell me who you are, baby.
I am Amber Lee I reside in Florida.
Oh, okay. Then. See. That's why I knew you was thick. You see that Florida ass. So now you was in the strip club, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how long was you? Because you say you stripped for how long?
10 years.
10 years. So being in the strip club, right? Tell me about some of the experience that you had in the strip club, and what some of the things you learned from that experience.
Let's see. God, I felt like I was not that wild in those days, but like sitting back and looking at everything like I did, and it was a crazy time. So I like danced all up and down the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. So you were touring.
I actually started off in Ohio, and then I ended up in Florida, and then went back up to Georgia. I bounced around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I met a lot of people, and then of course, Florida is big on Bike Week and all of that stuff, all those events, spring break, and depending on where you were, you could have like a little family. You learn very quick who was your friends and who were your frenemies. I always had a great like rapport with like my bouncer or like the door people and like the DJ. So I always had like a little bubble of protection. So I don't know if they just knew like I was super young and I was a little naive. So they kind of all looked out for me. And I kept them around for like a really long time. They helped me through some really bad life stuff. But I learned in those years the power of movement. I really learned what you could do with your body and what people will do back because of that. So it was awesome to me because I'm like, this is super cool. I could just be upstage. I can just be in my own little world. I could be super sexy. And people are just like, here. But that was a while ago. It's a little different.
Was it a topless bar or a full nude bar?
I worked at them all. I started off in just like a bikini bar. And then I went all the way up into nude, which I never preferred the nude because most nude bars are only juice bars.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, everybody needs a little alcohol. Everybody needs a little shot or two or a nice mixed drink.
Oh yeah.
So I had a lot more fun in the full bars, the full liquor bars where it was just like topless and stuff where you can go like backstage if they got private dance or whatever and be naked. But I liked that. I had my first girl on girl experience as a stripper, and it was on stage in front of about 1,000 people.
I bet it rained that night.
It was wild. I will never forget that night. that was pretty amazing. That was big stuff for me.
Oh my God. So you said you went for 10 years and I take it you stopped. So what made you stop? What life change happened that made you stop?
I had my son. I had my second child, and we moved to an area that just wasn't a good financial gain, and just being a parent, just that lifestyle was really super hard.
Yeah,
it wasn't it for me. So I kind of had to hang those shoes up and like buckle down and do suitable for work things.
How much did you miss stripping though?
I think about it every day. I still think about it because I'm like, what the hell did I do with all that money? Like, I could be sitting up so fancy right now.
Yeah, because I used to, because even with girls that escort, right, they'll leave the game, but they'll eventually come back or they really miss it because, you know what I'm saying, the money and just the lifestyle of it.
Yeah, because you have a lot of, like, you're your own boss. Pretty much. So what you pay, you pay your bouncer, you pay your DJ, you pay your house being you're out, and that's yours. Like, that's your money. You dictate what you're doing, what you're not doing, and so on and so forth. So I totally get that. I miss it every day. I'll just be in here in my room and the song will come on and I'll be like, okay. I was like, okay, I need to sit down.
Yeah, fellas, she know how to twerk. No, don't worry, we're gonna get a twerk in the premium smoke room when we get it. Oh yeah. Now you left stripping, you settled into vanilla life. What happened that brought you into porn?
The famous, like, the question I was waiting for. Always. I love this question. Realistically, when I was 16 years old, I was wild. And I'm like, I smoked a lot. I drank a lot. I just was wild. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be a porn star. Like, fuck everything else. I'm going to be a porn star one day. Just watch, because this is the life, right? You're just naive. You don't realize it. And so, like, went through life, went through some really traumatic shit. And finally, I'm like, I used to want to do this. And I've been sitting here doing stuff for free for a real long time for absolutely nothing. So what the fuck am I doing? Let me get off, like, for real. So let me put my stuff out there. So then I started putting my stuff out there, and like people started really reacting to it. And I was like, I should have followed my 16-year-old self, because I would be sitting real nice right now if I would have started this shit years ago.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoy it.
So when you decided, let me get into porn, what were the steps that you took? How did you film your first scenes and so forth?
I was really blessed. I actually reached out to a producer that's here locally in Orlando. And I was just like, hey, yo, what's up? How do I do this? I need to know what we're doing. And they got back to me and we didn't talk for a little while. I got real busy working, lifing. And then one day we were both like, hey, wait a minute. Weren't we in the middle of a conversation? And I had asked, we sat down for lunch and I was like, I want the keys. I want the keys to the kingdom. I want to know from A to Z, from I don't care, lighting to editing to marketing. I want to know everything because I aspire to have like a company one day, my own. And so they kind of just directed me with it and ended up taking me out to California with them. And then I got shot into their big movie randomly. Like we were on the plane and it was just like, do you want to be in the movie? Do you want to be in the scene? You want to have a scene? I was like, I've never acted a day in my life. Sure, why not? I've never done this before. Scared shitless. And so like, because I had asked if I could ever be on set. Like watch it, because I want to know, because I know it's different. You got the lights and all that stuff. You got people buzzing around you. It's not like just, one drunk night out at the bar and you decided to, get freaky in the car and you record it, And so I was lucky and watched the whole production and I was like, yes. But then I was like, okay, wait a minute. But now I need to collab with people. So like he told me like how to start building it up. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, well, I don't know who to reach out to. I don't know people like that here because I've been so, wrapped up in suitable for work stuff. So then he just kind of gave me some leads of people to start talking about. And he actually recorded my first scene that I put out, which I didn't actually put out until after AVN, which was with Dante Diggs. And
yeah, I was looking at that right before we was talking.
Yeah, that was great. I was like, that was real.
That was intense. We gonna get to that. So you we got off the plane. So you was in the scene. So you did a scene for them.
I did a few scenes. I was just a supporting. It was just a supporting role. I literally was pretty much like.
So you didn't fuck in the scene. You were just in the scene.
I said a bunch of lines that literally kept being created as we went with the movie. And I've legitimately never acted before ever. So I was like, this is nerve-wracking. And then
so they had you in the porn, but you weren't doing no porn.
Correct. And I was okay with that though. I was like, wait a minute, it might just be easier. It just might be easier if I just do the porn stuff because the scripting shit isn't for me.
No, now I'm gonna ask you this. Because a lot of people don't get the pleasure or the opportunity to actually sit in on a porn shoot. Especially a professionally studio quality shot one. How did this help you when it came time for you to shoot with Dante Diggs?
It was really great because I did get to see how the lighting was, how the talent worked together, how they worked with the director and everything, and just like the whole entire process. So then when it came down to it, luckily enough, I kind of already had a few ideas like camera angles and stuff like that, but it got me, it kind of allowed me to know how to be in scene, but also work with the outside scene stuff. So like watch for like the little cues from like your cameraman or watch where they are and little things like that. So
because it's like the smokers know that I actually sat in on the scene before I did one. Had the opportunity to be in it, but I was like, no, it would have been 3 dicks on the female, and Bob ain't too keen on gangbanging so much. Not at that time anyway. And one, it was kind of boring to a certain extent, but it kind of led me to see how it works, even to how the talent work in front of the camera. So now let's fast forward to Dante Diggs, Big Dick Dante Diggs, and let's paint the picture, because you went from you just saying lines, you watching to now you're in front of the camera. Now you're the one being fucked. Speak to, was you nervous? how did the cameraman, the crew, the Dante made you feel comfortable on set and so forth, and going from being a watcher to a participant?
I was in all reality so nerve wracked, and I'm just like, I'm gonna need y'all to just tell me what I'm doing. Just tell me. I will follow. I will follow directions. Like just whatever. I'm gonna. And Dante, he's so charismatic, and he really does his best to like talk with you and figure out what your likes, what your dislikes, your hard limits, all that stuff, right? And I expressed what just like a position or whatever that I enjoy personally. And I'm like, I know I look good in this angle. So just incorporate that. That's my only request. And so they set everything up. They talk. They're like, you're going to go bam, bam, bam. And in the beginning of it, like the I guess the scripting part of it, you can tell I'm nervous because I'm like, what am I supposed to say? And they're like, just talk normal. I'm like, I can't talk normal. Okay. I know what's about to happen. Like, don't ask me to ad lib. I can't ad lib. Just tell me what the hell I'm doing. And so like we went through that whole little part. But then like once we actually got into like the fucking part, I was
so now let's talk about the fucking part, because of course you have done content shoots since then, because this is what was this a content. This was content for you, right? So was it? And here's another question: have you done paid gigs yet?
I've had a few offers, but I haven't.
Okay, you ain't done the paid gigs yet. All right.
Yeah.
So this was basically free flowing for y'all. Like it wasn't no he directing. It was y'all directed it for the most part from in front of the camera and stuff.
For the most part, yeah.
So for you, like that being your first scene or what have you, what's something that you learned because learning from angles, being able to move, still finding the camera and stuff of that?
I think I was already pretty good. Like I'm a really fast learner, so I watched a lot of porn, period. So I always watched how the girls moved and this, that, and the other. And they were very they told me exactly, like we walked through each step. Like we're gonna go here, 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 here. And it just kind of flowed. Everything just really flowed. And the way we had it set up was a little more difficult because it was dark, and then of course you have a light that's in your eyes, so you can't really see. And I think I actually went to like move my arm at some point and like punched him. I was like, whoa, because like he was coming in for a specific view, and I was like, woo, wild.
Yeah. So, I kicked the cameraman a couple of times. Headbutted the camera by mistake.
I was like, we didn't stop though. It kept everything kept rolling. So I was grateful for that because I was just like,
and to also speak to the chemistry, because I can see that y'all had strong chemistry. You know what I'm saying? And how important it is to have chemistry with that talent to bring that scene out.
Yeah, so like I kind of was like educated, like you're not always going to be able to have that. Sometimes you don't even know who you're about to go into a scene with, like when you're doing paid gigs and stuff like that. So I kind of was like prepared for that mentality, like just come in and you're doing what you're supposed to do and then get out, right? And so like in those moments, like I'm now grateful because yes, there was a chemistry. I was nervous. I couldn't really I couldn't really formulate a lot of conversation. I'm just kind of like, just slut me out. Okay. That's all you're going to do. Slut me out. I'll follow cue. Right. And, but it definitely wasn't the talking part. That was the chemistry. You got to have the bed chem, and it worked. And the flow just flowed. And
cause I sat there and looked at it and I was like, damn, you look sexy as fuck. and for you also, what people don't understand when we do these shoots, it takes a lot of physical effort. So for you, for this being your first shoot and being a pro shoot, speak to the physical athleticism that you had to put together for this. Which
Well,
stripping did kind of help her, because
yeah, and I still do a lot. Like I still do like a lot of yoga and stuff like that.
yeah,
So that kind of helps. But you do. It's a lot more than people really realize. Like depending, I in that scene, I don't feel like I did much besides get lost in the sauce.
mm-hmm.
But you really do, because you have to be able to perform some kind of cardio, because that's the biggest thing. Like you're really you're moving continuously. And I mean, I've done stuff that like I'm literally working on the Megan knees. Like you gotta do these I call them acrobatics.
Yeah.
Like, because that's what it is. Like you don't have to be 100% physically fit, but you gotta be able to have some sort of stamina, because it is taxing. I mean, it's exhausting. And then if
Oh
you're
yeah,
like,
it ain't a good scene unless you're sore. So
it is. I,
now I also see, because you talked about having a studio, so you walked in thinking about your brand. 'Cause from looking at your pictures and stuff, you really, really think about your marketing. And I love the dog mask, by the way. I love that shit.
the what? Oh yes.
I love that dog mask. That shit was fire. So for you, because even to the point, I'm just gonna say this: it took a while for me to even scroll down to get to your porn shit. So, so for you, when it comes to your marketing, how much do you put the thought into how you want to market yourself, the way you want yourself to look, and the way you want yourself to come off to your fan base and so forth?
I actually do a lot of research. I watch other people. I watch the people that I, follow, and I really enjoy I literally enjoy their stuff. There's quite a few people on there that I started out watching their TikToks. And so I try to just kind of find over whatever that algorithm is that I'm watching happen and what people respond to the most.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, like when I first started putting stuff out there, I wasn't really showing too much. I wanted to tease people, and I enjoyed that part, because that blew up my inbox. Like, oh, okay, you're showing us this little bit of nipple. I need more.
Mm-hmm.
So I realized like that was big. And then I just kind of followed suit. I just went with the flow of whatever they came in my inbox for. And as far as like my brand, I did say like, I don't want to come and fall into one category.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally in real life. I'm like, this is like the no judgment zone. I support all walks of life, all kinks of life. And I want to be able to like exude that in whatever I produce as well. So I try to keep some kind of like mystery in a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course just trying to put things out strategically, like not spam it, like not like just drop it off.
Yeah, because even to the point that you ain't, how can I put this? The girls give us 5 minute, 2 minute, 30-second clips. You gave us a trailer with you and Dante did. You feel me? That's old school as fuck, because people don't do trailers hard no damn more. So for you, the way that you market yourself, do you see an impact? And what I mean by impact is that the way that we sometimes make ourselves look, we sometimes got to make ourselves look bigger than what we are in order to get the idea across. I'll use the term for the hip hop people. Y'all remember the song Mims? This is why I'm hot. The shit went platinum because he told you he was hot. We believe.
Right.
You feel me? So for you, when it comes to, like I said, with the marketing or what have you, how much do you put the quality and also anticipation into your marketing for your scenes and content?
So I like to start like dropping like little pictures, like little pictures of what I just did. Like, hey, okay. And so now I just caught your eye. And so then when it gets closer to my drop dates, now I'm going to drop you a trailer, because now I want you. And everybody kept saying, oh, you need to make these like 3 to 6 second clips. Like you need to make them real short, because people don't watch past 10 seconds of something. And I'm like, well, I know this much. If I catch your eye in the first few seconds, you're gonna be stuck wanting to see what the rest of that trailer is. I mean, we do that with regular movies. Why not with
we
porn?
do that with music?
Right, you do. You can't help it because it's like it's just something in your brain that clicks. So I just kept that up, and it's really kind of worked.
Yeah, because to me, one, it makes you look more of a porn star. Two, it makes you look it makes you look more professional and more Hollywoodish per se. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, even when I think about the independent movie creators that be on Tubi, they try their damnedest to emulate Hollywood as much as possible, even though their shit might be ghetto as fuck. You feel me? But they try to emulate it. So to me, that's where I came from. I came from the days of you made trailers. You know, you had a plan because what we don't do anymore is allow people to breathe on the scenes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sit with it. Because we want to drop. You know, it seems like that's something that you adopt a old school mentality with your marketing like that.
Yeah, I do kind of come from. I mean, I grew up on a lot of stuff that doing it like this, and I was told somebody told me if you continuously are dropping different stuff, you're right. People don't get to sit on it. Like they don't get to really let it soak in. They don't get that anticipation to see more. So when you're just breadcrumbing it a little bit, now you're building that anticipation up, and then bam, it's there. Now you have no choice because now you're so intrigued that you're just like, let me jump on this, and I'm for it.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, the old ways still work, people. They do. So now, let's get to the fun questions that y'all been waiting for, right? Because I've been looking at her page. I told her I did my research. So I noticed some anal, plugs. So are we doing anal? Are we about to add anal to our repertoire?
We might soon. I am playing with the idea for sure.
Oh my God. So are you a size queen?
A size queen, I am not. Not necessarily.
Because I mean, you do realize that the dicks that are gonna be going in your ass gonna be big dicks.
Yes, I know, and that's probably been my biggest hesitation because I'm like, I could take them into other holes. I don't know about that one because that one,
so
that's a little uncharted territory.
So for you, like, what is your anal training? Because I see that that's something that, because most girls, that what they, what I'm saying, that's the whole point of the butt plug, people, is anal training.
Right. So it just depends because I do anal. I do, of course, in my personal life, I will. I definitely have to be in the mood for it. So my training might be different than other people's training. I haven't done it on film yet, so I don't really know how I'm going to be in that. But in like real life, what I've done so far is I'm playing with it. Like I'm just like, we're going to do everything else and we're going to lead up to that because now if you make me come 15 times, I'm ready for you to stick it in another hole. Like, let's go, like fuck it all. Like,
but see, that's the one thing people don't understand when it comes to when doing anal scenes. So much shit got to go right for it to go right.
Oh yeah.
She got to be at the height of her horniness and he got to be hard.
Yeah.
Soft dicks not getting in a butthole. I'm sorry. And you got to be priming that ass the whole time you're fucking her up until you ready to go in the ass and have the lube handy.
I am all for that. It makes it a whole heck of a lot easier for sure.
Oh yeah. Like I said, because you can't rush it. Even though it might be filmed, you can't rush it. But that's why girls do like anal prep before they get on set, but they just think we just get on set and just do shit.
Yeah, no. I was there for a couple of one of, I guess, my coworkers, my co-stars, watching her go through her whole spiel with it. And so like I have a reference now, like, okay, well, so if I am aspiring to start doing anal, like where do I start? Because we're not starting with this elephant shit over here because like that's not working for me. And so like now I have my little kit, I have my little size plug. So you just start the little one and work its way up. So well,
Okay. Yeah, I ain't got that. If you knew, I find she's a gaper out this motherfucker is on out of this piece. So now, are we looking to add gangbang to our repertoire?
it is on my to-do list. I will be honest. I'm a little nervous about it because I've never done it before, but it is on the list for sure.
Yeah. So for you, what would be the perfect number for your gangbang?
I think for my first one, I would probably start probably around about 5-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a good number. I don't know if I'll know what to do with everything, but I will figure it out.
and of course the other stuff, because gotta ask this: do you want to attempt or do DP, DA, or DV at any time in your porn future?
I don't know. I don't really plan it. Like some days I wake up and I'm like, I'm about to do this. I don't know how I'm about to do it, but we're gonna do it. So and I'll reach out and I'll figure something out. So I don't have any definitive plans just yet when it comes to that.
So are we into BDSM?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God! So tell me about that. What is your turn ons? How are you into BDSM?
I kind of got in that lifestyle like a long time ago. I think somebody like spanked me with like a belt or something. I was like, oh, this is kind of hot. And then they were like, oh, let me go ahead and just choke you out. And I'm like, oh, this is hotter. I was like, let's do all of it. I'm for all of this. Like, oh my God. So it did for like, as far as like BDSM and all those kind of kinks go for me, it depends on who I'm with. So like women wise, I typically dominate them. I've dominated some men. I prefer to be dominated by a man. But to each his own. I'm big. If I'm gonna be a submissive, I am going to be completely submissive. Like I'm gonna need you to just like choke slam.
You need an alpha.
Alpha.
Bend me over. Yeah, slap you on the ass.
Yeah.
You like to be called a dirty slut?
I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at
all. Because those are the hardest things to actually put together because not a lot of doms,
right,
or what have you, and everything. So it's kind of like trying to simulate it and trying to sell it. If it's not authentic, it ain't gonna go through. So I take it you definitely down to be bound and done with. Look, she's smiling there. The pussy popping yet right now as we speak.
I will admit or deny nothing.
See, I'm a dom. I know these things. I can tell. So, but for you, when it comes to picking talent to work with, because like I said, you have worked with Dante Diggs. How long you been in the business before I ask this question?
Realistically, paper to paper, probably since July of last year.
Okay, so you basically headed towards a year. So yeah, she's in her rookie year, people. She's going strong in her rookie year. So with that being said, for you, damn, I lost my train of thought for a minute. Hold on, I'm about to get it back. Give me a second, people. For you, how do you pick the talent that you work with? Now, when it comes to content trade, we all know the truth. We pick based off we want to fuck them or not a lot of the time. So, but other than that, what do you look at? Especially because you really, really focus on building your brand. And part of our brand is based off who we fuck.
Oh, absolutely. So it just really depends on what kind of scene that I'm going for. I definitely look at the numbers. I watch the analytics. I watch how they interact with people. I watch their mannerisms on the internet. Because that's also big because you don't want somebody with a really shitty attitude, that really interact shitty with people, because I mean that's who's paying you, so you might want to be nice sometimes. So I kind of just incorporate all of that. And then I go through like a preliminary list of questions I ask somebody. So it's so easy to get people that are in your DMs that like, oh, I want to collab with you. And I'll be like, okay, well, here's my first question. You realize you have to sign consent forms. You also have to put your face with your ID. I have to know your legal information. So are you down for that? 20 people will drop out of there all of a sudden because they're like, what? You got to do stuff legally? Yeah, you kind of do. So I look at their professionalism, next, how they answer the questions, how they go about that stuff. Do I like to be attracted to the person? Absolutely. I do. That also plays, that plays a piece of the role there, but it's mostly just watching the numbers and then watching how they interact with me.
So you squirt?
I do.
Oh yeah, hate being retired. People hate being retired sometimes, but no, because when it comes to, like I said, the business itself and of porn, right? I think that what got lost in our industry was the ability to sell sex appeal. Now we're just selling sex. Right. With you, Colin, I look at your pictures, even to your videos, you sell sex appeal. Now I ask you this: how much did your previous life in stripping kind of help and shape your experience this year when it comes to porn?
I guess presentation, how to really position yourself. Because have I done like some professional shoots, like photo shoots and stuff? Yes, but I do mostly all my stuff. So it really kind of that shaped it big time. Just how you present yourself to people. I lost my train of thought now.
See, I ain't the only one, people. It happens to everyone.
Oh my goodness. You learn, like with stripping and stuff, you're on a stage. You have to sell the products, right? You have to sell yourself, just like any other job. Like you go into a job interview, you have to sell yourself. If you don't know how to sell yourself, and you don't always get the opportunity to give them a speech. So I mean, it's just, the body mechanics and positioning and stuff like that. You have to visually. People are visual, if not textile. Like. So I think that helped a lot.
So, really do that. Now, I don't know her personal life because I only let the ladies divulge if they choose to. But for you, when we do this business, because now the level that you're at, testing becomes very important. Now I had to change up how I move in my personal life sexually. How much of adjustment did you have to make when you started doing this professionally and seriously?
Well, I know, like, my personal life, I probably don't do almost anything that I want to do anymore. So it's now basically it's all on a professional level right now. I love the testing part of it. It's a pain in the ass, 1,000%. Yeah. But at the same time, I think they take for granted like their own personal health. They don't have a lot of the information. So if you don't know how a lot of that stuff works, you don't realize how important. You just look at it, oh my God, I'm spending this money every 2 weeks to get tested. This is a pain in the ass. Why can't it be longer? Etc.
I'm gonna tell you what people don't think about. One, if you're trying to get bookings, ladies and gentlemen, all the companies look at TTS, they look at CET, they all got accounts there. So if they're looking at her, they're gonna find her profile and see that she's negative across the board. So that means if she happened to be in town, they might give her a call. Period. That's why, I tell anybody, before you take your ass to that TTS, take your ass to the doctor first. Everybody go see that shit.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Oh my god. It's so for you it's like because like I said, because people don't realize we have to make that sacrifice to chase this business.
Oh yeah.
Period. And a lot of times they think that they take for granted our testing. So for you, explain and explain to the smokers. I mean, I've heard them a million times, but love hearing it from different, perspective from different ladies or what have you. You know, how important it is about having a healthy and smart sex life outside of the set.
Um, it realistically, it's crucial. It's so crucial. Like you really have to care about yourself on a whole nother level because, I mean, yes, industry wise,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing everything you're supposed to. But if you're doing stuff outside, they have to meet that too. Because if you drag something from your personal life into the industry life, you put so many people at risk for dumb shit that you just don't need to. Because I think even just being regular out of the industry, people don't realize how important it is to check up on your health, get those testing. I mean, how often when you were young did you really go into the clinic and like get STD testing? You're just like all willy nilly. You're just young, dumb, whatever. I'm a net, right? Like I can't get nothing. I'm cool. So I think a lot of people look at it like that, and I just know like I wouldn't want to mix.
Mm-hmm.
So I educate on every time I'm in a group or whatever. I always educate on the importance of it. I mean, you gotta care about yourself.
Oh God, dang gubby. I had to call it back. I had to call it back. Yeah. Oh, I had to call it back. Anyway, sorry about that. I got thrown off. That was my sis. I called it back because you know I'm in the middle of recording here. So now the other part of this is because something that you mentioned because you say you go back, you look at your younger pictures, and then of course the way your body's built now. And the question that I ask is for you is one, were you kind of taken back one how the fans reacted to you, even though you might be a little bit heavier than when you was younger, and you're an older woman now, did you think they still wanted the young girl when you came back?
So the funniest part about this is I think I did everything ass backwards when it comes to jumping into this whole to this whole industry. It started for me realizing like so many people like just doing like dating, trying to get back into dating. No, that all these younger guys want all these older ladies now, and they're just like, and now they want like thick is in, like it is for them. And I just watch, and I was like, no, it's not. I wish this was like back when I was a teenager, and I could like, when thick wasn't it, you had to be like a paper thin model.
Mm-hmm.
And so just watching it, just dealing with the a lot of younger guys in like the dating scene, I'm just like, listen, you have to be this old to ride this ride. First off, we'll start there. You can look at me on the internet, but if you're gonna be in my DMs, I need you to be this old to ride this ride. I can't do this. But it made me like realize like to really appreciate myself because you got son and then you got the father. They don't even know what they're doing, but they're both in the box, right? They're both in
Yeah.
So it was crazy because it definitely didn't used to be like that at all. So that helped me learn to just appreciate me and myself, and it made me happy. I'm like, yes, I got it.
Yeah, because I talked about this a whole lot, and a lot of ladies I interview is actually like 30 and above majority of the time. And it seems like the industry wants the older woman more so than the young girl. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, hold on. I gotta take this real quick. Yo, yo, yo. What's going on? Is everything okay? Okay, okay. Yeah, not that. I was in the middle of recording. I was about to call you. But no, but okay, okay, all right. All right. Because normally I don't edit shit out to a certain extent. So, yeah. But I guess, fellas, y'all got to look at her for an extended amount of time. So y'all was entertained while I checked on my sister. My sister's okay. She's out of operation. Everything went well. Yay.
Yay,
Made my day.
congratulations.
So, but no, but it because a lot of ladies it took them back because we're used to the companies looking for the younger girls, you know, and now it's about the hot milf, the hot wife, and stuff like that. So for you, do you play into that a little bit when you do your content?
It took me a while to like grasp and accept the whole MILF role, but then I was like, because I mean, if anybody ever asks my age, I will be 36 for life. I'll be 90 and still 36. So that's just what it is. People are gonna have to accept that. Now I had to accept that that might be a little false reality for myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I just was like, well, this can't be that bad,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
hold on. Entertain the smokers real quick. Jiggle. Hello.
I don't even know how to entertain. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how to juggle, or I juggle for you guys, but I just can't do it.
Okay, tell thank you, thank you, thank you. She can wait on that. I would rather sit there and be recovered than to worry about doing that. Okay. So how long you gonna be there? Okay, because I'm gonna try to get out there and see you. Because I got to work this weekend. Okay. Yeah, and let her rest. Tell her to rest. Don't be getting up, cleaning like she Mozilla. She can't take that, keep her ass down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. All right, then, brother-in-law. Okay, until I give a call tomorrow, 'cause I was in the middle of recording. So, no, you good. No, you good. I wanted to know. Shoot, it don't matter. Love y'all, man. Goodbye. Yeah, I had to handle that. Sorry, smokers. Y'all just she entertained y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all enjoyed it. Anyway, but no, but like I said, so for you, because for you it's like this. How turned on do you be on set?
um, it really depends on what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, typically, I mean, I'll be honest, like the first few minutes, I'm just like, it takes me a second to like warm up and like I'm not typically all for like all the extra stuff. I am in like a super intimate setting, but
Mm-hmm.
like I am one of those people. I really just like the hardcore fucking stuff. Like, I mean, let's go for the
So
meat.
you don't want no sensual.
I don't need the sensual. I think somebody tried to do that once with me, and I like was like a deer in the headlights, and I was like, they were like all trying to look in my eye and like be all. I was like, I will turn around. I'm just gonna need you to hit it from back there, please. Like I just couldn't do it. I was like, no. I just
See,
walked off.
but see, that goes to the conversation at the beginning because part of a male talent is to unlock your inner beast, so I can get the best out of you.
Yep.
You know, so it's kind of like, and I ain't gonna front. It's like a lot of the girls I shot with, well, especially the white ones. No, they wanted their hair pulled. They wanted to get roughed up. They enjoyed it. I was like, oh. I was like, even the ones for anal, they like, don't pound my ass. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yes.
So, but no, but it. So for you, that what unlocks you is the roughness, the physical, the intensity.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely like somebody that can really kind of dominate me in that sense, and it's not necessarily um it's not your words, it's your energy. So
Mm-hmm.
you got that energy and you're coming with it, and like, I feel that little bit of hesitation, like you're afraid, like
Mm-hmm.
I tell you in the beginning, I'm not made of glass. If you're gonna smack my ass, I'm gonna need you to smack my ass. Like, grab a handful, please. Like, keep it moving. Don't hesitate with me. I'm not gonna break. I promise. And like, you feel that little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If people are like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't. No, no, no. If I tell you to go, go. I mean, you better go.
The fun, deal with the fun. Y'all can say I'm sick and sadistic. I don't give a fuck. Deal to me with the most fun scenes, especially the sweat training scenes. I love because it's a different nut, different intensity, different type sex. When I can choke her, pull her hair, you know, it it was to the point, it was to the point that she wanted to wear stockings over her face.
Oh
And
my
she
goodness,
wanted me to face fuck her and break the stockings with my dick.
that's crazy. I don't
And
know if I could
that
do
actually happened. That actually happened.
that. Oh, go, yeah.
Yeah. But no, but for you, it's like this though. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this thing. Do you, because of course, if you end up getting, let's say, some paid things, how does a sensual sex be able to unlock you to get that savage, that same type energy?
So for me, one of my biggest in real life, real time, like turn ons, if you want that sensuality out of me for like super intimate and are trying to capture that, like grease me up with some, just grease me up and rub me down. Like, don't even take my mind out of it. Because if you could take my mind out of it, then I'm for it. And then it's
See,
all.
that's why I used to help the girls lotion up before the shoots. Because sensual touch changes it, god dang it. You know,
Okay.
no, because see the thing about it also is being able to versatile, you
Yeah.
know, because it's kind of like I tell females the more you take off the table, you better make up for it with other shit.
Right.
You know, but it now I ain't go from what look at her pictures and stuff. Now I was like, no, I can see the being roughed up by this speech because I really like the picture that you took at the railroad tracks. I love railroad track pictures.
They're pretty awesome.
And actually try to sing at the railroad, so
I would probably do that too. I'll probably be out there.
it's because to me it's like that. It's like I like females that was that adventurous to where we could do shit like that. Because a lot of people don't realize not every female that adventurous to do shit.
I mean, it goes both ways. I don't. A lot of people talk a good game because I tell people, like, I'm an exhibitionist. Like, if you're gonna drive down the road, just know that I'm probably gonna give your head. Like, that's just where we're gonna go with this. Like, you better be ready for this. And I'm, of course, I have my limits. Is like in as far as being out in the open. Don't do something stupid. But we're taking a walk on the trail. I mean, let's go. Like,
I wish I could find a little yay like that. You know how much I love car sex and getting head.
I think that's a preliminary question. Like, if we're on a road trip and I decide to whip out your dick, what are you gonna do? Like, that's now.
Lean back and be able. And I do know how to drive with my knee. Oh my God, people. Hey, people, I done held this gorgeous lady up here for an hour. And, we ain't even scratched the surface. So, I got to ask this sexy woman the $1 million question. And that is, Miss Amber Lee, can I call you a smoke buddy?
Yes.
She had me scared for me. I about to say, damn, did I do something wrong? Do I need to come eat the pussy or something? But, yeah, y'all heard it, people. She'll be back here on the Smokers Lounge, and you know where else we have to bring her. To loyal fans, to my Risque podcast network. I'm talking about the Premium Smoke Room, people. That's right. The place where the porn stars come and the conversation gets more saucier. The tits pop out, dildos might pop out. You don't know what might pop off. We're talking about 5 premium podcasts for you to enjoy. Special events known as the VIP Smoke Room, which opens every now and then, as well as I even go live on X with the VIP Smoke Room. So that's why you get to see some titties and hijinks live on X, people. Also, if you're looking for Triple X, because I was male talent / producer for 15 good strong years, people. You get to see my work as I give ladies dope work because big dicks growing the sticks. That's why they call me Big Country over in the video store. And for Spotify users, I also got a subscription side over there as well called Spotify Members. Okay. Had the smoke on it where I give my honest, sometimes controversial, unapologetic opinions upon certain subjects, no telling what they might be. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to subscribe and find out. As well as Savage Smoke, where I talk to the industry's top male talents and producers about the industry. We give you that real smoke from a male perspective. You feel me? As well as over 400 episodes of other stuff for you to binge, listen, and watch with that. And I want to get you I want you to get both. So this is what I want you to do. For the people that subscribe to Spotify, go to the loyal fans, get yourself a little profile, go ahead and follow me, send me a DM, excuse me, with a screenshot that you have a Spotify subscription. And guess what I will give you? I will give you free for a month. Start off with an 80% off of the subscription for the Premium Smoke Room for life. There's 2 subscriptions for under $20, people. That's right. Period. Damn. With that being said, also on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. There you go. So with that being said, Miss Amber Lee, can you please tell everybody where they can spend money on you and find your sexy ass doing so many nasty things?
I have an OnlyFans, many vids, Fat House, X Hamster, X Videos, and more coming soon to a computer near you.
Oh, yes, people. So there you go. Y'all need to go to subscribe. But before we go, what we have to do. What did you smoke over? What did you learn today? Well, what you learned is she's a freak. And my kind of freak. You feel me? And sometimes people just are sexual by nature. And porn is made for them. It's kind of like people always ask, why'd you get in porn? This, that, and the third. It's not that people needed to get money for drugs or they were broke and destituted. Some people just want to get into business because they want to feel sexually free, sexually open with no judgment, can be as nasty and as dirty and experience different things sexually. Because we only got one life to live. Why not live it? Period. But also, we scare people because we have to have iron skin to deal with some of you assholes that want to say nasty and naughty things about us and also pass judgment for who we are and what we do. At the same token, realize that we are just normal people who just happen to do extraordinary shit, period. So, and also how you come into business makes a difference of how the business goes. See, she came in cutting her teeth with big names. She actually sat back and watched. And it framed what her career will be. Now, granted, not everybody's going to have the opportunity of doing that because not everybody is lucky or maybe blessed to sit in on a shoot. But damn it, you can find, different shit that can tell you what a shoot look like. I mean, hell, you know how Hollywood works or what have you. But even more so than that, it's understanding what it takes to do this business and to be in front of the camera and respecting what it takes to be in front of the camera. So that's why I think there's loss in this day and age because it's so easy to get into this business, a cell phone and the ring light and the OnlyFans. And now I'm a content creator. But my question is to you, what type of content are you creating? If you're shoving a dildo in your fucking vagina, bitch, you are making porn.
Yes.
If you're jerking off and you're filming it, you're making porn because it's considered softcore. Anything that you do to depict a sexual act to gain arousal as well as compensation, you're making porn. That's different between what they do with Hollywood. Them love making scenes is technically porn. They just don't call it that because we show the penetration. Well, technically, because Playboy didn't used to do that, they still consider that, X-rated. I'm like, shit. That's a Tubi movie, the way some of them dick scenes be looking. I ain't going to lie. And once the ball dance will look like a porn, so I don't give a fuck what somebody say. So, but anyway, the main thing I want people to learn is that the key to this business is respecting the business that pays you. Because if you don't respect it, it's going to disrespect you in a way that you would not see coming and you won't recover from. Yeah. So with that being said, you know I end these things all day, every day. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of the experience if you haven't learned anything? Smoke this over. Miss Amberly, say goodbye to the I'm about to say premium smokers. To the smokers.
Bye.
We out.